Welcome to London. Not the London of postcards. Not the London of history books. This is a city where your shoes rot while you're still wearing them, where a scratch can kill you, and where the most dangerous thing you'll encounter is an ordinary day. In 1888, experts estimate 99% of modern people wouldn't survive 24 hours here. That sounds absurd, until you see what survival actually meant. Tonight, we're stripping the myth away. Using modern analysis and AI reconstruction, we're walking through a single day in London, 1888, exactly as it was lived. Stay close. Watch your footing. Because most threats here don't look like threats at all. Whitechapel High Street, a main artery of the East End, not a back alley, not a slum lane. Thousands pass through it every day. Dock workers, factory hands, cart drivers, children running errands. That's why it's dangerous. The ground is uneven and permanently wet. Horse traffic never stops, and neither does the waste it leaves behind. London produces thousands of tons of manure every week, and much of it ends up right here. Drainage exists, but it's open, shallow, unreliable. Water collects where it shouldn't. Shoes soak through within minutes. Skin stays damp for hours. No one reacts. This is normal. Gas lamps still burn after sunrise, not for atmosphere, but because daylight struggles to reach street level. Carts pass inches from pedestrians. Stumbles are common. Scrapes against iron wheels and wooden frames are routine. In 1888, that matters. There are no antibiotics. Germ theory is new and unevenly applied. A small cut doesn't heal, it festers. Infection spreads silently. Blood poisoning follows days later, far from the street where it began. Life expectancy here sits in the mid-30s. Infant mortality is brutal. Chronic illness is everywhere. But none of this feels exceptional to the people walking past you now. The street works, wages are earned, the city moves. It just wears you down, one unnoticed step at a time. And this is the street people trust enough to walk every morning. The walk is short. The shift is immediate. Here, movement slows. This is where food is bought. Spitalfields Market is not quaint. It's exposed, crowded, and practical. No refrigeration. No packaging. Food sits in open air, handled repeatedly, sometimes for days. Meat, bread, milk, vegetables, all dependent on speed, not safety. Food inspection exists. Barely. Adulteration is common and documented. Milk is diluted with water. Bread is bulked with alum or chalk to look whiter and weigh more. Spoiled meat is trimmed and sold cheaply before it draws attention. This isn't a secret. Buyers know it, sellers know it. But hunger decides faster than caution. A cheaper loaf feeds a family today. The consequences can wait. When illness follows, it's rarely traced back here. How do you notice something that hasn't hurt you yet? Poor nutrition weakens immunity. Stomach illnesses repeat. Recovery is partial. Being unwell is normal. Rest is a luxury. Missing work means missing wages, which means hunger again. This market doesn't poison people outright. It softens them. By the time they leave, they are fed, and slightly weaker than before. Not enough to stop walking. Just enough to matter later. And the city remembers that weakness by nightfall, survival changes shape. Thousands search for a bed. Many end up here. Common lodging houses. A few pennies for the night. On paper, they're regulated. In reality, demand crushes control. Beds are packed tight. Air barely moves. Moisture never leaves. This isn't shelter. It's containment. People sleep fully clothed, not from habit, but because undressing means touching bedding that never dries. Coughing fills the room. Skin infections are common. Lice and fleas are annoyances, not emergencies. Better than the street, one man mutters. At least you don't freeze, another replies. These aren't complaints. They're calculations. Tuberculosis spreads easily here. Respiratory illness lingers. Sleep doesn't restore, it erodes. Morning comes whether anyone rests or not. By dawn, the room's empty. People step back outside carrying the night with them. They're awake. They're moving. They are not recovered. And they'll do it again tomorrow. Now we step into something darker. Dorset Street. Barely 100 meters long. One of the densest streets in London. Poorly lit. Tightly enclosed. Courts and doorways branching inward like veins. At night, the air feels heavy. Sound travels strangely, then stops. People don't linger. They move quickly, close to walls. Figures appear, cross, disappear. By autumn 1888, a name is circulating. Jack the Ripper. The fear spreads faster than facts. Violence here isn't new, attention is. Policing is thin. Visibility is poor. Response depends on discovery, not prevention. When something happens, it's often found later, after the street has already gone quiet. The terror doesn't come from chaos. It comes from delay. Dorset Street shows how easily a person can vanish into the city, even while the world is watching.